Welcome back, one and all, to our tutorial run of A Link to the Past Randomizer. When we last left off, we cleared Desert Palace as well as Ice Palace. Today, we're going to start off by grabbing the item on the island, and then we're going to head to Swamp Palace. So we're going to go ahead and charge over here. We got the best sword, best armor, best shield in the game. We got most of everything we could ever need, so at this point, we're pretty overpowered. Whoopsies, I made a mistake. So, we need to come to 5, but I actually need to go to Dark World to get to the island. And I'll show you guys how to get there. It's really easy. We just teleport here to Dark World. Alright. So now we're back in Dark World, over by Palace of Darkness, or Pod as we call it. We don't need to go back into Pod for any reason whatsoever, so we're actually going to just go ahead and head this way. We've got almost all the overworld exploration done, which is a positive. I don't think we've done Bombo's Medallion, or Bombo's Tablet yet. I know we've done Ether, so we'll have to go do Bombo's Tablet. I'll probably do that before I actually go to Swamp Palace proper, since it's right there anyway. Okay. So we're going to grab the item on the island here, which is right here. We're going to go ahead and teleport Light World, and we're going to grab our big 20 here, which is what the item was. Now, quickest way to get to Swamp Palace from here is to just teleport, head to location number 7, and there's actually a Dark World portal right up here. Now, this is one of the more, in my opinion, underutilized Dark World portals. It's actually one of the most important, because it sets you up really quick for Big Bomb for Pyramid Fairy. It also sets you up for Swamp Palace. It also sets you up for Bombo's Tablet. So that's what, and Hype Cave if you need it. It's one, like I said, it's one of the more underutilized locations, and it's a really good one. In fact, I could have just done the island by coming here and then going to the right to get to the island one I just did. But we're going to go ahead and grab Bombo's first. The Bombo's Tablet, anyway. See what we get from there today. We're basically go mode. I'm going to go ahead and turn the go mode light on. Well, no, we're not. We don't have silvers yet. Until we get silver arrows, we're not in go mode. In my opinion. Unless you know how to do silverless. Okay, so we've got our items. We're gonna go ahead and continue on. So now we're ready for Swamp Palace. If you go in Swamp Palace right now, it's not accessible because the water is drained. There's no way to reach the ladder in the first room. So what we actually have to do, and this is one of the more unique and really cool dungeon concepts in this game, is we need to go Light World, and we gotta drain the floodgate again. Now, this also mirrors in the Dark World, which allows us to cross this moat in Swamp Palace to actually gain access to the dungeon. Alright. We're basically in cleanup mode now, guys. Like, we've got almost everything in the game at this point. Okay. So this chest will always be a key in open and in normal. Otherwise, you can't access the dungeon, obviously. Key sanity is a little bit different because keys are jumbled up in the world. The key can literally be anywhere other than in this, further in this dungeon. So we're going to go ahead and grab chest number 2 here, which is our map today. There's only one key and one big key in this dungeon, so there's a total of 4 items that are dungeon-required items. Otherwise, the rest are what we call can be anything. So there's 6. This is one of the most actually item-efficient dungeons to check in the game. Swamp Palace is. May not be the quickest of them to check, but it's one of the best, because there's, like I said, 6 items that can be in this dungeon. And based on the items we have left, that's quite a few. It's actually more efficient than Turtle Rock, as weird as that sounds, I think, if my math is right. Because Turtle Rock requires 4 keys, a big key... No, wait, there's 7, so Turtle Rock is just barely more efficient than this dungeon. By 1 chest. So what I'm going to do, since I already have the hook shot, is I'm going to go ahead and hook shot up here. And grab this key. We're going to go ahead and head down through the portal, or the hole here. And we're going to charge on through here. And we're going to get that chest. That's the reason I went in that giant circle. Because it spawns a chest. Now, a lot of people get that chest and make a grave mistake. They just go ahead and take the key they got and open the room up above and press the switch to flood the chamber with water. If you do that, you will have indirectly soft-locked yourself out of the dungeon. Or as we refer to it as flooding the key. There's a key in that pot there that you have to get. So, you always want to come in here first to get that key. Always, 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 always. Otherwise, you flood the key every time. And you need both those keys to finish this dungeon. So, we're going to go ahead and come in here now that we got the key. And here's the room I was talking about. We can flood the chamber now, so we gain access through the room. If we'd have done this first, we'd have flooded the key down there in that pot. And we wouldn't have been able to reach it without resetting the dungeon. Which, to do that, you just gotta go back to Light... you just gotta leave the dungeon, go back to Light World, and walk away from the area. The general area of the Floodgate Swamp Palace area. And that'll reset the water. Or saving and quitting will, too, obviously, but... We're getting there, guys. We're already about halfway through this dungeon. So yeah, we'll probably do Turtle Rock next unless we get the Ether Medallion. Because that's all we have left to do. Oh, we haven't done Zapbat either, so we can do Zapbat. Alright, let's grab the 2 chests here. There's one right here. Normally in the game you wouldn't have the hookshot at this point, but since we do, we can just hookshot over. In the vanilla game. Alright, so we got 2 big 20s so far. There's still 5 chests to go. Also note, we don't have the big key yet. The big key is not required to complete this dungeon. The only thing that's required to complete the dungeon is that 1 small key in the hookshot. That being said, we will get the big key and we will get that chest. I'm just hoping the boss of Argus doesn't have it on him. Also, I'm near dead. This is not great. So like I said, we don't have the big key, so we can't get that yet. We can get up here, though. We don't need the big key to clear this dungeon, like I said. It's one of the few exceptions to the rule. Now, can the big key be locked in the big chest in this dungeon? I believe so. I believe it can. So I said there's 2 that you may not be able to get all the items for. I lied, there's 3. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and head on downstairs. Now what we gotta do is drain the water here. By pressing this switch, we drain the water. Now there's a few chests we can get here. The odds of there being a big key in the big key chest are slim to none in this dungeon, though, because there's so many chests. Like I said, there's the big key. Cool. Alright. Now we've got ourselves... Oh, I forgot to mention, this staircase is a nightmare, because for some reason... it will suck you back down the stairs. I've seen it happen more times than I can count to players. It is very possible to get sucked back down the stairs. That's like the worst staircase in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so we got ourselves a big 20 in the big chest. So there is a compass and an item still in this dungeon. So since we drained the water, we can actually just go right back down the way we just came instead of having to flip the switch again and all that. And now we're gonna charge all the way up here. There's our compass, though. Argus is gonna have an item on him. So we're gonna go head up and fight Argus real quick. We're really close to him. Alright, so we got ourselves our last key we needed for this room. And it's time to fight Argus, who is one of the easiest bosses in the game, especially if you have the Butter Sword by this point, which you never usually have the Butter Sword by this point, not even the Tempered Sword. In the vanilla game. You'll probably have the Tempered Sword by the time you get here in the Randomizer, though, at least. Which makes this boss just go away, basically. And Swamp House is done. Cool. And we get our red pendant, which means pedestal is now checkable. So we can do Zapbat and pedestal now. So we're gonna go do those before we head to Turtle Rock. Alright, so we're gonna go head to Kakariko Village is our next destination. Okay, so we're gonna do Zapbat first. Also, I don't know if I did library. I'm gonna check library after I do Zapbat. It's one of those locations that usually is last on my list to check, and I don't know if I did or not, so we're gonna find out if I did. And we just use our magic powder on the pot. The Zapbat appears, and he's gonna give us some items here. Or an item, I should say. A heart container. Cool. That's actually useful. Pedestal is also checkable since we have all three pendants. The Master Sword pedestal is what I'm actually referring to by pedestal. Now, sometimes you'll hear me say, I hope to God this isn't a pedestal seed. And there's a reason for that. The goal of the game is to get through this as quickly as you can. And sometimes, in certain seeds, the pedestal is a required item. Or the item is... a required item is in the pedestal. It's happened to me twice out of like 100 seeds I've done. So, you know. The odds of it are slim, but it does happen. It does happen. But we're going to find out what pedestal is today. You can also find out what the pedestal is by using the Book of Medora on the Master Sword pedestal tablet in front of the pedestal. It will tell you what the item is. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay. We're almost at the end of the game already, guys, as far as items that we need. So if you just come up right in front of the Master Sword and you use the Book of Medora, it will tell you what the item is. Just a little piece of love. So I already know it's going to be a heart piece instead of a key item. But since we have the pedestal, I'll just go ahead and pull it since we're right here, since we have all the pendants. And I'm showing off all the items we get in this run anyway, so. Now, based on the logic, there is a decent chance of silver arrows being in the Master Sword pedestal. Or not in the Master Sword pedestal, in Ganon's Tower, is what I meant to say, sorry. We also have, the hook shot now, so we're gonna go ahead and do Hook Shot Cave and head up to, Turtle Rock. There's 4 chests there we haven't gotten yet. That'll probably be where we end the episode, right at the entrance of Turtle Rock. So this is a quick shortcut to Dark World, Eastern Death Mountain. Since we have the gold gloves, we can do that. Ah, damn it, I didn't want to bonk off that. Oh well. We're just use the old block vanish trick here. Again, you can only use that trick in caves. Don't try it in dungeons or you'll teleport back to the beginning of a dungeon. There are a few tricks you can do with blocks, though, in dungeons, and I'll show you what those are as we get to them. Okay, so we passed through Hookshot Cave to get to the floating island spawn, which is right here. This is Hookshot Cave. We couldn't have gotten any of these 4 chests without the hookshot, so now we got the hookshot, we can get them. Another piece of heart that gives us 3. And a magic mushroom. Okay, so that opens up another fetch quest, which we'll do before we... There's the silver arrows. Okay, now we have the silver arrows. Now, guys, we are officially in go mode. I'm going to turn the go mode light on. What I mean by go mode is now we have all the required items to finish the game. So at this point, normally, I wouldn't even worry about checking items. If I knew I had all this stuff, I would just rush to get the crystals at the end of the game at this point and get to Ganon's Tower as quickly as possible. So, Bombos was the required medallion to get into Turtle Rock. So to gain access to Turtle Rock, we're going to just hammer these pegs here. And we're in. Now, what we got to do is we got to use Bombos Medallion up here to gain access to Turtle Rock itself. Now, whatever the medallions that appear on these pedestals to gain access to Misery Mire and Turtle Rock only are randomized as well. So they're not going to be the same, which normally in the vanilla version, Misery Mire is Ether and Turtle Rock is Quake. So, okay guys, this is where we're going to end this episode. We will be back with another one, and when we are, we're going to go ahead and do Turtle Rock and probably Misery Mire, since we don't have any more exploration on the overworld to do. So we'll see you guys on the next episode.